All right. So our small group project, we're doing ethics of advertising, and my name is Allie. We came up with 4 different lessons of what makes an advertisement unethical. The first lesson would be advertisements that are offensive. The second lesson is advertisements that include either of the ists, which would be racist or sexist. The third is advertisements that are vulgar or inappropriate. And the fourth is advertisements that make false or misleading statements, which is lesson 4.
All right, I'm Kristin. Lesson 1 is to not be offensive. So this is an advertisement done by PETA, and they were very offensive to their target audience because they were pretty much calling them fat, which isn't going to get them anywhere by getting new customers or anything. And this is also an advertisement done by Reebok, and this is just disrespecting to women and the relationships. Reebok did take down the ad and made a public apology. They said, "We regret that some offensive Reebok materials were recently printed." And Reebok also did false advertisement. The Federal Trade Commission constituted Reebok's toning shoe as false advertisement, and that costed Reebok over $25 million in a fine. They made unsupported claims in advertisement that walking in their easy-tone shoes will strengthen and tone key leg muscles more than other brand shoes, which was false.
Okay, I'm Jessie, and I'll be doing lesson 2, which is avoid the ists. The first ist we'll go through is racist. Obviously, the PlayStation ad here on the left, PlayStation Portable White is coming, obviously discriminatory. And the one over on the right, everyone is normal inside. Their ad it shows an African American face with a piece of it gone and a white face showing through, kind of stating that normal is white, which obviously is offensive. We had a couple of BusinessInsider.com's top most racist commercials. They had Pop Chips as number 1, and that's the video over here with Ashton Kutcher. So I'll play just a few minutes of that now. Or not, just kidding.
Ashton Kutcher is facing criticism for an ad that he was featured in for Pop Chips. And in the ad, he is basically mimicking Indians.
He goes over, there was a section of this, just real quick before we run it. There was sections of this where they went through different kinds of stereotypical people. And there was whole sections that were just this East Indian guy and just this particular other guy.
So they also address stereotypes in this commercial as well, which is something to stay away from.
It was like a dating, choose your kind of guy dating thing, so they're trying to appeal to unknown woman.
I'm Raj, I'm a Bollywood producer. I'm looking for the most delicious thing on the planet. I'm Nigel, I'm seeking higher planes of consciousness. Higher planes of consciousness. Money creates taste, and I have lots of food. Okay, go ahead, Jules. So, who am I? I am Don. My name's Swordfish. I'm looking for something hot and spicy. Like Kardashian hot. I would give that dog a bone. How would I describe me? I'm an extraordinary lover. I can also, without even looking, tell you whether you have an innie or an outie belly button. So my whole life is detail. Higher, lower, details good. I was in a milking contest. I love poetry. And I wanted, I'm sorry, I was holding my breath to look skinnier. I want to ravage you. I like Snooki. I like them thin. Monkeys plus robots. But, the roundware counts. This is poo-poo. This is a magical feather that was given to me by a shaman. You like it, G? Poo-poo, it's okay. It's not kosher. She only eats kosher. Yes?
Okay, so then the video just goes into...
There was a section of this, just real quick before we run it. There were sections of this where they went through.
Okay, so the next part of the video just goes into Ashton Kutcher explaining, what the motivation behind it was. Obviously, some of those things people would consider funny, and I'm sure any one of us would laugh at, but there are parts of it that, go too far. Then the second is Made in Bangladesh. There was actually a huge controversy around this ad when it was first out, and it was quickly pulled after, which is the American Apparel commercial. And then the Burger King is the commercial where Mary J. Blige was endorsing their fried chicken wraps, and it was just the correlation between African Americans and fried chicken, which obviously is a stereotype also. The second is that we're going to talk about is sexist. Sexist ads have been used as a marketing ploy from the start of the history of advertising, which obviously we can see here. Don't worry, darling, you didn't burn the beer. Back in that day, it wasn't really considered a stereotype or anything that was offensive. It just was a social norm, but obviously we can look back on that now and say we've come pretty far from that point. And then the Mr. Clean commercial over here is this Mother's Day, get back to the job that really matters, just implying that Dr. Clean wants women to get back in the kitchen or back to cleaning. So that is extremely sexist, and they had to pay fines for that as well.
Alright, and I'm Zach, and I'm gonna talk about lesson 3, and that's keeping it clean, so make it appeal, so it's okay for children and families to see. The first one is a Burger King ad about their 7-inch burger, which obviously it's not subtle in their illusion of oral sex. Then here's a video on a Doritos commercial that compares sex with basically eating Doritos. Alright, and then to go on about the Burger King 7-inch burger, and Times Magazine, it made their top tasteless ad, and they said it could only appeal to half of the population. Then also the model in Burger King ad was also not aware that she was going to be in this. She was photoshopped to the ad, and she would like to say unidentified, also quoting her saying, "I believe in sexual expression in art and in the media. It's beautiful and necessary for a healthy society, but it must be consensual, otherwise it is rape," comparing it to media rape.
Hello, I'm Erin, and I'll be talking about false or misleading statements in the media. So here we have an example of one.
So, Jillian, you had occasional irregularity. I know that you were just living with. That was my normal. I thought that was normal. What changed? I saw Activia in my mom's fridge, and I took out this little green container, tried it for a couple weeks, and it's liberating.
Activia is clinically proven to help regulate your digestive system in 2 weeks when eaten every day.
So, Jillian, do you still think occasional irregularity is normal? Maybe, but I like my new normal.
So basically, Dannon claimed that this yogurt had all these great benefits, and they got consumers to pay more for this, for their supposed benefits, when in fact this Activia was just like any other yogurt. And people began to realize that, and Dannon actually had to pay consumers $45 million in damages. So that's an example of something that could happen and has happened when the media presents false or misleading statements. So another one we have here is this Olay ad for Olay Definity. You see here former model Twiggy. She's actually 62 years old in this, and if you're not familiar with her, you might not know this, but many people noticed that this photo was very visibly retouched. So clearly that this doesn't do that. And British lawmakers actually pulled this ad because of its dishonesty in retouching the photo, which is obviously misleading if you have to Photoshop the photos.
Hi, my name's Lauren, and I'm doing the clinically tested products. Dr. Bill Sakula said, quote, "There is no official definition or regulation on the term clinically tested, and there's no experimental controls, so we have no way of knowing if the results were from the product advertiser or other uncontrolled factors. So for example, if you have a diet pill, there's no way of knowing if their diet and exercise were the real reason why they lost weight and not the actual diet pill. And then if something in an ad seems too good to be true, then it probably is too good to be true. And then these are all of our sources, and that concludes our presentation on ethical advertising.